Yeah, good evening, good evening, good evening. How was the day? I want to believe that everything went well as planned. We bless the Lord. My day also was very, very great. Just that I'm not so excited that this is supposed to be a live show, something interactive that you and I can talk and share from our financial, experience and we can ask questions and everything. So, as you know me, I'm Alice Brand. My real name is Alice Oludimu. So, I specialize in travels, I specialize in security, yeah, and the financial freedom. And I'm also a pastor. So, whichever the field you want me, I'll be available for you. So I decided to make a video on how to make money to Japa. Everybody wants to relocate out of this country. Everybody wants to travel. They want to have the experience. But the Japa definition I put for this evening broadcast is not for you to run away from Nigeria. Abba, if all of us should run away, we'll go remain now. That people like me, we will not run away. But what we will do is to make sure that we build financial security around us, that any country we want to go at any time, we have enough money to go, we enjoy the place, and we come back. Yeah, we come back. So, some people will ask me that do I have any package for them to travel, that I will sponsor them, and later they start refunding me back. Please, if anybody tells you of such a package, you know what? Don't take it, because mostly they sell people. Slave trade is still real low. They are still doing it. I'm telling you, most especially those Arab countries. They will adopt an African. They will put them on slave markets. They'll be negotiating. But those ones, those victims will not know. I still posted a video like that this morning on my group. Some of you saw it, and that is what is happening. So if you don't need money to jump from debts, out of your debts, you need money to japa, you mean to travel, to relocate abroad, you need money for any kind of project, you need money for your future, you need money is very, very important, and that is what we need to have fulfillment sometimes. So how do you do all of these things? I'll just give you a very brief, tips. Most times when I hold a webinar, I don't always like giving tips. But from what I'm writing and from your experience feeding me back, I'll be able to, tell you the things that I feel about the solution, because my financial challenge is quite different from yours. We have, different challenges like that. Because my own prayer point is somebody's stipend, and what I feel is not a big deal to me is somebody's big deal as well. So it depends on individuals. So number one thing I want to say is that you should track your spendings. Yes, knowing how much to spend on projects is very, very important. Track your spendings. The moment you have a salary or you have any income, maybe you're into business, know how much you reinvest back into your business. Know how much you save for yourself. Know what you buy. Know the things around your financial, your financial capacity. Don't overdo. Don't overspend. Cut down on the things you have pleasure for. Some of you, you can take 4 bottles of beer a day times 7. That is 21 bottles. You not just take it, you also buy for your friends. And there are some of us, we love KFC so much, chicken and ice cream. We buy, we love to eat it. Instead of taking a bar and real food, we love to take, things like that all the time. But if you know you have a goal, you have something you're looking up to, those money, they really, really count. You just have to put them aside and then begins to plan on the little you have so that it will be more than enough. And that also tells us the second point, that you live within your means. Don't overdo. Your salary na 30K. It is now that we are just begging the federal government to increase the minimum wage to 60,000. But your own is 60K. It's 30K. Even if you end up to 50, you end up to 100. And a friend of yours wants to do marriage and it's calling her, should be 100. You buy lashes, you buy shoes, you buy all those things. Most you put your money in all those things. To me, it does not make sense. You are living out of your means. You want to show. Me, I don't go to parties and I don't organize parties. If I have the money to give you, I will envelope it and give it to you. I live within my means. I don't overdo. I don't impress. Ejo, tani mo fẹ́ impress. I don't impress anyone. If you want me to impress you, then that means you've deposited some huge amount in my account and then I'll give you twirly and begins to dress to impress you, to show that your money is really, really working in my life. But if that one is not there, why must you impress that your friend? Why must you impress them to show that you've arrived at a big girl or what? No, you don't need all of that. You need to live within your means. And please, don't borrow to finance a lifestyle. As some people, they can borrow. They love to borrow from here. Hey, sis, please, can you borrow me 2K? They will not pay back. And maybe I should also say this, that those of you that have ujuanu, you love to show mercy to people, make sure that the money you cannot part with, you don't borrow people. Like somebody called me last week that she needed a loan of 50K. And I know that this person might not be able to pay me. I just told him that, sis, this economy now, I can give you 5,000. And I give what I can afford. If after collecting the 5,000, she was thanking me, she said, don't worry, I will refund you. I said, no, I am not expecting a refund. That is my contribution to what you want to do. So it's another lesson. You don't borrow without interest. It is only when you have a business that gives out loan with interest that you now, okay, this is a business. And that means that you might have put all the papers in all the papers in place. So number one thing is that set short-term goals for your finance. Now, you want to go abroad. 4 things are involved. Number one, you need an international passport, which really will cost you 60,000 naira. Number 2, you need to apply for visa. On that, if you go through an agent, a minimum amount an agent will take, depending on the country, is 250,000. If you add it to the 60,000 of your international passport, that will give you 310,000. And let's pray that finally you got the visa. You need to buy your return tickets. If it's a study, they'll give you 2 years. You need only one way. You don't have to buy a return. But if it's on tourist, you have to buy a return ticket. And that one will cost less budget, plus or minus, between 700 and 1 million. Make it 1,310,000. You have to have a BTA. So dollar today is 700 naira. 700 multiplied by 1,000. That is like, what am I saying? That's a 400,000 BTA that you have to have at hand. That means now I've been able to calculate like 1.8 million naira. How about the accommodation, the hotels you will stay? How about the money might be used for shopping, your PTA might be used for shopping, but cannot be enough for your 2 weeks hotel stay. I don't know, depending on maybe a tourist package. Okay, fine. So far, so good. I've been able to budget 2 million naira for your travel. And now you are earning less than 100,000. But when you add up from what you get from your friends, from your boyfriend, from your husband, from other business, online business you do, from other Azus, you are able to come up to, and you can boast of 150,000 naira on an average every month. Fine. And you have a 2 million budget that you want to spend. What do? What you begin to do is to break it down. I'm talking about setting a short-term goal. Then you have to break down the finances. That, okay, this 2 million naira really is what I'm going to earn in 1 year. So definitely 2022 Christmas is a no-go area for me. Then I have to plan towards 2023 Christmas for an holiday. So what do? I begin to save 100,000 from my salary, from my total income every month. Now, this is November. Sorry, October. October is already going. Fine. From today, October, November, December, plus December next year. Okay, November next year. You have 14 months ahead of you to plan. And if you save 100,000 naira, that is 1.4 million naira. 1.4 million, and you actually need 2 million. So definitely what you will do is that you now begins to think of an extra way you can save up the remaining 600,000. And then in that sense, what I do is that I now begins to think, okay, what can I cut down? What can I, how do I go about raising this money apart from the savings? What business can I quickly, invest to have a higher return? And then the interest and the money put together. Those are the things that you now begin to think. So you now set that short term, knowing fully well that you have a focus, you have an objective, you know what you want to do, you know what you want for yourself. And before you know it, with dedication, you can even save that 2 million naira before the end of June. And then you begin to work on your account. And such a money can be used to purchase a land. When you have 2 million naira, you can buy a land in a good place that people already live in. You can lay the foundation and raise the building up to lintel. It means that without saving plan, if you have it for 2 years, believe you me, you can actually roof your house. If you have it for 3 years, you can be a landlord. If you have it for 4 years, you can have a complete house standing. The house I am living today, it took me 4 years to build it. And these are the things that I do. In fact, let me tell you this. I have an account that have no ATM, no application on my phone. There was a time I worked with an organization in Lagos. It was my salary account and it has been dormant. Then I went to the bank to reactivate it and I started putting money in that account on a monthly basis. If I see any money lying in my account, pew, I've lifted it. I know I don't buy expensive things. I don't overdo. But if those money are sitting in my account, I know how many, please give me this, bank details that I receive every day. That was the time I sat down and I began to think that, come, this year alone, this month, I didn't even buy anything for myself. I didn't buy for my children. And my payout is this. What did I do with it? Then I began to, look back and I saw that 80% of those income went into charity. And I'll say, hey, fine. Not that I stopped giving, but I minimize the way I give. Some people that were asked, okay, please, I need 20K. Quickly, I'll send you 20,000 naira. I started cutting it down. Okay, if you ask me for 20, I should be able to give you 25%. I give 5,000. If you ask me for 5,000, I'll give you 2,000. I'm being real. I'm telling you what works for me, what I do. If you ask me for recharge card, you can manage with 500 naira. But if any money comes, immediately I see that money, let's say from my online business, I receive 100K. Bam, 60,000. Piang, I cut it straight into that saving account. Cut it, no negotiation. I closed my eyes. Piang. I run a church also. This is the same principle that for 4 years we've been running that ministry. We had no account. We could not account for the money that is coming in. And what we spend, our expenditure is much more than what we earn. Then I told my pastors that any money that comes into the ministry, everything should go straight into the bank. So both the salaries, the charity, everything comes directly from my account. And remember, it is from the remaining 40% I have that I spend those ones on. So it is something that you just you determine and then you go out for it. Another way to earn more money is that you invest in yourself. You invest in yourself. See, I read mass communication in school. I did not do any course related to financial whatever. And because I invested in myself, I have an NGO that became an EDI for NASA Microfinance Bank through this AGMES training. I invested in myself. I made a lot of research. I write texts and I won the contract. You read more, you study more, you spend money on yourself. Another thing is I went for aviation training. I learned how to do ticketing, how to do visa, and today I earn is another stream of income for me. Okay, maybe I should also mention this because I have those scripts, all these things are just coming from my head. So in case I've not mentioned what is on your mind, but please forgive me, but I'm being natural here. Another thing I want you to know is that to be an entrepreneur, there are 3 ways for you to be an entrepreneur. Number 1 is either you are to buying and selling. You buy an existing product, you resell. You can resell through all these means of selling, all these means of marketing. But what you do is buying and selling. You have a big store. If you own the supermarket, you are into buying and selling. If you sell a car, if you sell something that is not from your initiative, you are, in that category. And such cannot work for me. Except I want to start selling houses, I want to start selling cars. I cannot dash. Even if I have a car, I will still give my parents, give one to my brother, give one to my mentors, and say, okay, I'm appreciating you. Oh, tomorrow is your birthday, please package, put the key of that car, envelope it, and go and give it to that person because that is me. So because of that, I decided not to go into that kind of trade. It is not my line. So you also need to know your line of talents of becoming an entrepreneur. Number 2 way of making money is that you are into productions. If you are not buying other existing products, you are producing your own. You are a producer. You produce food items, you produce everything. You sew clothing, you do all of that. It is your own idea. It's another way for you to make money. Okay, that one is still under, okay, maybe I'll put that under the category of talents. The second means of being an entrepreneur is that you sell your talents. You may sell your talents in sports. You may sell your talents in productions. You may sell your talents by singing and acting, all this artistic stuff. So the fact that you use that talent in exchange of money, you're an entrepreneur. And the third one, which is my own category, is services. I provide services. I'm a consultant, I'm a public speaker, I'm a writer, I am a marketer, everything service. Because if that one is not free now, if I come to speak at your event, you pay me. If I come to preach in your church, you pay me. Those ones cannot be done for free, even though I don't demand, but there are some that I make a demand of you that this is what I want and this is what you are paying me for, because I've invested in myself and you want to share, you want to have a feel of it. So if you also invest in yourself, that is another way that you can earn extra money. And this thing, you can do it even if you're a salary earner, you can still do all these things. So I don't know which one I've not mentioned. Okay. So in a nutshell, to be financially free, to make money, to japa out of financial mess, now savings could do amo. Let me tell you another thing that I did last 2-3 weeks. I bought a new laptop. And how did I buy that? A cousin of mine, she's into all these daily scheme, these daily savings and no, this weekly saving. So we're saving for 5,000 naira. You can imagine 5,000 every week. And we save that money for um 10 weeks. And there is another one I did for 2,000 naira. I was doing five. I did that one also for that one covers 21 weeks. And another one for 25,000 naira. That one is every month. And I also did another one 50,000 every month. So when I gather all the money together, let me tell you three things I achieved with the money. Number one, I renovated my office to the taste that I want. At least, not even the best, but at least it gives me satisfaction so far. Secondly, I bought a new laptop that I'm using for my work. And thirdly, I used part of the money to register myself for some special trainings online. And this is the training, this is certification training that is going to give me the kind of freedom I want to travel around the world without having to, do all these dirty jobs for the Oyimbos. That money, I invested it in myself. If I wanted to invest the money in changing my car, I use one small car. If I set a goal, okay, in 6 months I'm buying another car, how much is the budget? I need to sit down and plan. Okay, let's say the new car I want to buy is costing me 5 million naira. How do I save up to this 5 million naira within 2 years or within a year? Then I will sit down and first of all divide that amount into the number of dates that I want to purchase. And then if each figure is now giving me 200,000 naira every month, and what tells me is that what extra thing can I do? Okay, how about my existing savings? Can I actually loan from that one and quickly invest it to make big money? Because when you save, you have to save for a purpose. When you save, we all have to save for opportunities. There are some savings I've made in the past that the investment just came, the job opportunity just came. Okay, like a friend of mine now, she just bought a house. Wow, because the owner of that house wanted to, relocate out of the country. Her only saving grace was her savings. She had enough money in her saving account, so she was able to go there, take from it, and use it to purchase the house. She got it at a very, very, cheaper rate. Let me tell you this. There are some of you, you have this mindset that you have an uncle somewhere, you have somebody somewhere who is going to give you money. Even the Bible says it. When you lean on men, they will fail you. It's in vain. Asoni. So those ones that you think they are going to come to your aid, they might really be willing to assist, but believe you me, what of if they don't have the financial capacity? What can you do? So for you to make money to Japa, the secret is saving. Now, this is what I'm going to do to compensate you for not having a live interaction section with me. What I'm going to do is that by next week, God's grace, next week, Wednesday, we're going to have a webinar for real. Believe you me, I'm going to have the subscribers. I'm going to, achieve everything, give it all it takes for me to achieve that goal of, having a live program on YouTube. Yeah, it's another investment for me, which I'm going to go for all the way. If you understand, yeah, that is what I mean. So in that sense, what I would do is that I'm going to give you some tips of how to work while sleeping, how you can earn while sleeping. There are a lot of things that I do that brings me money. Don't envy me for, don't say, this girl, she's in cash, she's in the, no. There are some things that I learned from others, I put into practice, and they are working. That is why I have freedom. My house where I live is somehow, the road is somehow bad. And because of that, I love to work at home. I love to work from home. So in that sense, if I am not the kind of person that wakes up in the morning doing 9 to 5 jobs, it means that I have something I am doing that keeps me at home, and I'm checking my, accounts every day. What accumulation do I have? What am I expecting in another 28 days? I will teach you those secrets by next week, Wednesday, God's grace. Thank you for your patience with me. I know that these 25 minutes we spent together, you have picked one or two knowledge, one or two, one or two solutions to your financial crisis, and how to be, how to discipline yourself to come out of them all. I know you've learned something. If you have, please, if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. And don't leave this channel except to press the like button. Thank you so much. God bless you.